Well, I got a co-host tonight that doesn't care about my personal space or my work schedule or anything. It's Pity. Hey, Pity. All right. So, I've been holding on to this video for a while because I really want to play it, but you guys won't like it. It's so lawyerly. Like, it's nothing but lawyer talk for a straight hour. So what happened was, Judge Reese did a trial. I think it was probate. I think it had something to do with the will, and it was a jury trial. So the jury came up with a verdict for this, and the lawyers do not like what the jury did. So this is requesting that Judge Reese become the 13th juror and overturn what the jury had done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compromise, and I'm not going to show the whole thing. You're going to see the full panel of judges in front of Judge Reese, and then I'm just going to play the verdict. I'm just going to play Judge Reese giving his verdict after all of these lawyers come up for an hour. And believe it or not, you'll see how many lawyers are there. This was only like an hour long. I don't know how all those lawyers talked, and it was only an hour long. That's incredible, because you know how lawyers are. They talk slightly less than me. Oh, it's an inside joke between me and all my haters. And then, oh, I got a clip for Fozzie. This is Pity. I got a clip for Fozzie, but it's not first, and it's not court. It's not court. It's not first. But you guys are gonna enjoy it. You really will. But let's start with, you know what I did a video of North Dakota earlier tonight. So I'm gonna start today with South Dakota. I'm wondering if I should turn the volume down. I'm going to press play real quick, and then I'm going to pause it. Hopefully it's not a jump scare.
Did you fill out an application for court appointment?
Is that too loud? I think that's too loud, isn't it? Oh, it's already down. All right, you guys, do it yourself. Go to find your volume button. Go find your volume and like turn it down a little bit. Okay? You guys have volumes. Press and play.
Appointed lawyer? You don't want a court-appointed lawyer?
Okay, then don't worry about it.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, sir?
No.
Right. Do you plan on representing yourself?
No.
Okay, so it has to be one of those. You either have to represent
I don't even know what I'm here for.
Okay, so have a seat and we'll talk about your case in a minute. We're just trying to figure out where we're at. Thank you.
If he's not going to ask for an attorney, then I'm not going to argue bond.
All right. Yep.
So
we're ready on everybody
I have
else?
3.
This is State of South Dakota versus George Patton. It's court file 24-8908. Sir, were you present when I advised you of your rights?
Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry. Darn it. I had an ugly sweater ready for tonight. I put it in the wash so it would be ready for today, this morning. And I forgot to put it in the dryer before I went to work, and I forgot totally that I told you I was going to wear an ugly sweater today. I have an ugly sweater ready. I will wear it tomorrow. Ugly sweater day tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
And did you understand those rights, sir?
Yes.
You were here today charged in count 1 and count 2 with witness tampering. They're alleging 2 different counts of witness tampering. In count 1, it alleges that you did on or about December 3rd of 2024 commit the public offense of tampering with a witness, and that you did injure or threaten to injure the witness, prospective witness, or the witnesses or prospective witnesses' property, or with intent to influence, Tatum Musser, offer, confer, or agree to confer any benefit on the witness or prospective witness in an official proceeding, or who corruptly persuades or corruptly influences another person to induce the witnesses to withhold any testimony, information, document, or thing. And then in count 4, it alleges another count of witness tampering. That alleges on December 3rd of 2024, you did injure or threaten to injure the witness or prospective witness's person or property, or with intent to influence Tatum Musser, offer, confer, or agree to confer any benefit on the witness or prospective witness in an official proceeding, or who corruptly persuades or corruptly influences another person to induce the witness to absent herself from an official proceeding. Witness tampering is a class 4 felony, and it carries a maximum potential penalty of up to 10 years in prison and or $20,000 in fines on each count. Count 3 and count 4 allege violation of a protection order or a no contact order. Both count 3 and count 4 are from December 3rd of 2024. They're also alleging that while you violated the no contact order, that you did commit the crime of stalking. That would make this a class 6 felony, which makes it have a maximum potential penalty of up to 2 years in prison and or $4,000 in fines. In count 5, you're charged with the crime of stalking. It alleges that you did willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly harass Tatum Musser by means of any verbal, electronic, digital media, mechanical, telegraphic, or written communication, and there was a temporary restraining order or an injunction or a protection order or a no contact order in place at that time. That would make that a class 6 felony, also has a maximum potential penalty of up to 2 years in prison and or $4,000 in fines. And then in count 6, you're charged with stalking. That specifically alleges that you did willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly follow or harass Tatum Musser on or about December 3rd of 2024. That's a class 1 misdemeanor, and it carries the maximum potential penalty of up to a year in jail and or $2,000 in fines. Do you understand those charges, sir?
Yeah.
Right. And knowing that, do you still wish to represent yourself, hire your own lawyer, or ask for a court-appointed lawyer?
I got a lawyer already.
All right. Well, you haven't had one appointed on this. Who's your lawyer on the other files?
Patrick.
Connors? All right. And is that correct, Lisa?
I'm trying to pull that up right now.
That was just clickbait. It actually was a new judge, right? I mean, I didn't lie. It wasn't a Judge Fleischer, though. It'll never be a Judge Fleischer.
One moment. I can look too. Yeah. I know he has other files pending.
I know he's sitting on bond. I do have Pat Connors appointed to his other file. He does, yeah.
All right, so given that you have the Public Defender's Office representing you on other files right now, I will also appoint the Public Defender's Office on this file. State's position on bond.
Your Honor, state is asking for $10,000 cash and no contact with the victim. We do believe a significant bond is needed here because he continues to show he's a danger. On November 26th of 2024, the defendant was arrested for assaulting the victim. When he was in the booking area of the jail, law enforcement read the no contact admonishment to the defendant, who said he understood. Clearly, he didn't.
Okay, guys, he said he understood this no contact agreement, right? He said that. Here we go.
Intend to follow it. During the time that he was in the booking area, he called the victim twice. On 11/27/24, the defendant appeared on the charges. At that time, he was again ordered to have no contact with the victim. Since that time, he's repeatedly violated that order. A detective had to block, I believe, 9 different phone numbers because the defendant had used all those numbers in an attempt to contact the victim directly or through third parties. He has attempted to contact the victim by their account.
And I should be good on everyone else.
All right, Stephen Hofer. It's a class 1 misdemeanor. You did drive, inhaled, or misdemeanor. You elude the person fines. Class 6, 2005 officer.
I've seen a law enforcement officer resisting arrest, court if released. Through peers or somewhat
Nonviolent in nature, trying to be taken into custody.
Yeah, I'm accountable now, and yeah,
Thank you, sir. Well, that will be in recess.
we'll see you in 15 days. I will. Yep, thank you.
Yep.
I don't even know
And
what's
Your
going
Honor,
on.
can I ask what was the second $5,000 cash one? I had CRI 24.
The two grand theft, class 2 misdemeanor and a carry.
An identity theft leave.
You understand that if you plead guilty here today, well, first, let's see. And who's
So apparently, I cut out the end and left the where I was moving around. So he has broken the no contact order hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. All right, Pitty, get down. And he was not getting out. Not getting out at all. And then the judge asked him again, "Are you sure you understand what no contact means?" And the guy was like, "Yep, yes I do." And the judge is like, "All right, now, you're going to hire a lawyer? Are you going to get appointed to a court-appointed lawyer? Or are you going to represent yourself?" He's going pro se, guys. He's going pro se the whole way. He has all these charges. He had witness tampering, protection of violation. He had hurt her in some way. So he has assault or domestic violence, blah, blah, blah. He has all these charges, and they're class 3 felonies. So he's in trouble, and he's going to represent himself.
the lady we have here? Come on up. What's your name, ma'am?
Courtney Marie Stewart Ashes.
That's me. That was me in the background, guys. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So there's 3 sections to the restaurant that I work in. There's the restaurant and kitchen. Okay? That's where we take the order and we make the food. And then there's the walk-in cooler. All right, I'm going to skip that one, come back to it. And then there's the alleyway out back. The alleyway out back is where you go to scream. Like if you have to scream foul words or whatever you want to scream about. A customer, a kitchen member, the bosses, whatever. That's for the alley. So we got the front of the restaurant. You're professional. Back of the restaurant. That's where you scream. Now the walk-in, that's where you make these noises. That's where you go to cry.
Who is in front of me right now? There, I found you. I finally found you. There we are. This is State of South Dakota versus Courtney Stewart Ashes. It is make file 246241. Ma'am, were you present when I advised you of your rights?
I did.
Did you understand those rights?
I do.
You are here today charged with 1 count of intentional damage to property, the value of the damaged property being under $400. That's a class 2 misdemeanor and it carries a maximum potential penalty of up to 30 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Do you understand those charges, ma'am?
I do.
And how do you wish to proceed here today? To plead guilty or not guilty?
I'd like to plead guilty, please.
All right. You understand that you'd be released here later, even if you didn't plead guilty, correct?
Yes, I want to plead guilty.
You otherwise want to plead guilty? All right. You understand that if you plead guilty here today, well, first, let's see state's position if she pleads guilty.
I guess, Your Honor, we wouldn't have any information as if there was any sort of restitution at all. I'd also note it appears she might have warrants out of Yankton County that are still active. I don't know if those have been resolved or not, so I'm not sure if she was going to be transported today or not.
So the state's basically indicated that because of the nature of the charge, that there's potentially a restitution request, but they don't know for sure because they have to reach out to the victim. So they would need some time to do that. So basically they're indicating that they're unable to make an offer for you here today. And so what we could do is we could set this for a pretrial conference and jury trial date. You'd come back about 6 weeks from now and they would have that information and we'd be able to proceed at that time.
I know that I have to transport back to Yankton, so we'll end up doing it online type shit.
First of all, let's not swear.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah,
My apologies. I just know that residence is in my father's name, so even the people that were there, they can't even prove that it's their residence. It's been an abandoned property since I've been a kid, so even the people who are in that property.
So I'm not really.
Okay, anyway, I would like to plead guilty. That's all I would like to do.
Well, at this time, I mean, I guess she can plead guilty. It's an open plea. We can set it for sentencing.
That would be our preference here.
So we'd still be able to come back, have to come back for court because the state has a right to consult, or the victim has a right to be consulted regarding any potential restitution requests. They would need some time to do that, time to be heard. So you can either enter the plea here today. It would be an open plea, meaning it's completely up to me between whether you sit in jail between 0 and 30 days, or you can enter a not guilty plea and come back at a pretrial conference at about 6 weeks from now.
I can do that. That's fine with me. I can do not guilty and come back.
All right, so we'll enter a not guilty plea here today. We'll set this for a pretrial conference and jury trial date. We'll get you those court dates. Knowing that here today, ma'am, do you still plan on representing yourself?
Yes.
So you understand that if you change your mind, you can fill out an application for a court-appointed lawyer at any time at the Minnehaha County Clerk of Courts. Do you understand that?
I do.
Right. We'll get you those court dates. Otherwise, no objection to a PR bond?
No, Your Honor.
And this will be a PR bond on conditions of good behavior, stay in contact with your lawyer, and make all court appearances. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
All right. With that, we'll be in recess.
What do you mean, who's making you cry, Linus? Have you never dated women before? They make you cry. Often. For no reason. Bell's here. Hi, Belle. Belle, are you streaming tonight? We all want to know. No rush. No rush, though. All right. Bill, I hope you stick around because I don't know if you saw the intro. I have Judge Reese and a panel of lawyers in front of him. All right. Let's go with, I think she sounds like Judge Boyd. But I don't watch Judge Boyd like you guys watch Judge Boyd. So just remember that. I only see her in like shorts. But
Next on the docket is not here.
Florida.
To collect 23547 CF.
Okay.
He has a charge that's pending in Washington County for trafficking in methamphetamine. Amanda Kelly is his attorney.
Okay, so are we just tracking it?
Court environment, it shows you the court date January 7th on that Washington County case.
You want to bring him back January 21? January 21 at 9 a.m. Go ahead, Ms. Jeffcoat.
I have no objection to the court date. Mr. Gilbert is trying to say something to me in court, and I'm trying to tell him he needs to speak. There was a
Yeah, Mr. Gilbert, talk to me, talk to your attorney, but don't talk directly to the state, okay?
I had asked him, he told me to just ask him, could I speak to him?
I'll handle
Mr. Roberts will take care of it, okay? Go ahead.
I apologize.
It's okay. We know you weren't trying to do something bad. We're
I
just,
wasn't suggesting that he was trying to do
Sure.
something wrong.
There's just a process.
It's not appropriate for me to speak.
I had asked my lawyer and he said, well, when we.
just wait. Let's see what he has to say, okay? All right. So Mr. Gilbert is here in various cases. Mr. Gilbert's here in case number 20 CF 163, 20 CF 166, 21 CF 130, 24 CF 268, and 24 CF 280. Mr. Roberts.
Judge, we had depositions on his case scheduled, I think, 2 weeks ago. One of the officers, we did issue a subpoena, but it did not get service on him prior to. And I told him we're going to have to reset the officer's deposition, that being Officer Dalton Griffin. I've relayed the offer to Mr. Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert would like to speak with the prosecutor, and I told him all she can do is say no. But he wanted to talk with her, as he does not believe it's a fair, reasonable sentence, and has some rationale behind it. But I told him to shave it.
Mr. Gilbert, I'm happy for you to address your concerns to me. Tell me what it is that you want to say. It will be in open court and on the record, but there will be no discussion.
Okay.
Okay, but you're free to talk, say what you want to say. And that way, look, I know that a lot of times defendants wonder, is my attorney really telling her or him what I want them to say? And so if it makes you feel better, I promise you the attorneys have to do it. That's what they're under oath to, like, their responsibility as a member of the bar is to relay the information. But if it makes you feel better, please do so. Tell us.
Without talking about specifics on your case.
I just wanted to speak with him just regarding my case.
So you can't have a conversation, okay?
That's
Because
fine.
she's not gonna, she doesn't want to do that, okay? And that's totally appropriate. So tell her what it is you wanted her to consider so that you know she's sitting in this room and she's heard the words coming out of your mouth.
That's fine.
Nothing? You don't want to say anything right now? You wanted more to have a conversation?
Well, I just wanted to speak to her about my case. I ain't want to just.
Yeah, she's not going to sit down and, Ms. Jeffcoat? Yeah, she's not going to sit down and talk to you about the case. That's why you have an attorney. He's your proxy, okay? And I promise you, anything you've asked
Hey, thanks for your comments on my video. I saw them. They were great.
him to relay, he will relay. Now, he can't make her do what you want her to do. So just because she says no doesn't mean he didn't relay it. Does that make sense?
I asked him to relay the message, but he told me to just when I come in here to answer. So I figured he should do something.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. So what is that our next court date? Are we getting close?
I told him that the next depositions we have scheduled are March 7th, and you can either wait until then, and that way all the depositions will have been taken. We have scheduled for March 7th. Say if you don't take Officer Dalton Griffin's deposition, we're ready for trial. And that's his choice.
What do you want to do?
March, if that's the closest court date we've got for them.
Well, to be able to come back, the depots are on March 7th, so we could come back March 11th for court. And if that's when it's scheduled, that's when it's scheduled. So yeah, because they've got to work not just on Ms. Jeffcoat's schedule, but also Mr. Roberts. And so they've got to find a day that's convenient for both of them. Okay. Anything else? So then I'll see you guys March 11th and you'll let me know how we're moving along then. Okay. Mr. Gilbert, we'll see you then. Go ahead. You can talk to him. Take your time.
If I'm available, I certainly would.
Please.
Next, I have Tavion here.
Okay. I think it's time. Hopefully I don't ban anybody else while I'm clicking. All right. So here's the trial.
Again, these
One,
are just some more of the
two,
cases. I'm
three,
not going to
four,
go through
five,
them like
six,
I did
seven.
the others, but they all talk about the fact that
I don't know if there's more.
The court has broad discretion. The Page case is interesting because the appellate court focuses on.
Okay. So what you just heard is what happens for the next hour. They talk about case law and they talk about the will a little bit. But we're going to skip all that. Oh, it isn't an hour long. I was wrong. Okay. Here's where he starts his verdict. So again, in case you missed the beginning, this is Judge Reese. He had a jury trial, okay, about some will. And is this guy asleep? that's the bailiff. They put him to sleep. That's why I couldn't play this clip. Okay, so it was about a will, and it was a jury trial. The jurors gave a verdict, and none of them liked the verdict. None of them. So they are coming in front of Judge Reese today to ask him to be the 13th juror and overturn the jury's verdict as the judge.
Accurate. But that's, obviously, we disagree.
All right. Okay, Judge. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you. All right, thank you both for your presentations and for all of the material you provided. I need to make some generalized comments based on the record as it stands here now. My initial reaction to the verdict, as I indicated to all of you, was that I felt initially that it was excessive. I thought, and I indicated that to all of you, and have tried to help resolve that, but have been unable to do so. But on further study and review of this, of course, my response to the verdict was based, quite frankly, on, I guess, my view, which is not based in the law of this case. It was based in my view that, hey, mama's dead, you got 3 sons, they ought to divide it 3 ways, and the verdict should have reflected that. But that's substituting my judgment for that of the jury, and that's not my role. So that I hope in some way explains why my initial reaction was what it was. Is that was just basically my own personal feeling as to what should be the result here. Bottom line is the jury's entitled to decide. And they could have decided based on any number of things, none of which I can necessarily predict or try to ponder and come up with. I just don't have the ability to read into their minds what their verdict was based on. Having talked to some jurors in the past, I've been amazed at what the jury based their verdict on, their opinions on a number of times. But they could have considered things like the wasting of assets. They could certainly consider that as part of their decision here in making a decision as to their general damages and how to divide up an estate. But anyway, that'll be up to the Court of Appeals to decide. But as she pointed out, there are other ways. There are general damages and all sorts of damage that a jury can do. I do decline to overturn this jury's verdict as a 13th juror.
Isn't that sad? He got this close. He said, I do decline. And all we want to do is hear him say, I do declare.
I don't find that this case meets the standards that are required for the court to do that. I've studied those standards very carefully many, many times because every criminal case, that's what I'm required to do in every criminal case, is to look at those cases and determine whether or not I think the verdict is decidedly against the weight of the evidence and totally unsupported by the evidence, or at least so unreasonably unsupported by the evidence, not totally unsupported, but you know the standards, and I have to look at those every time, and I don't think this case rises to that level, such that I would exercise that discretion. But the order needs to clearly reflect that I have made that consideration, and that's got to be in the order, is that the court has made that consideration and decided not to exercise it and set out what those standards are. I'm likewise not inclined at this point to attempt to get into the 51-12-12 analysis and to try to come up with a figure for the parties to consider. I've done that. In my view, I made an effort at that. That failed. So Ms. Armstrong, if you will, prepare me an order denying the motion for new trial, putting out all the various bases and the 13th juror analysis as well. Got to be included. Submit that to me. Submit it to both sides, of course. But then I'll make whatever additions, corrections, adjustments I want to make to it. If you'll submit it to me either in Word or Word Perfect format.
I'll present it in Word. Does that work for the court?
I got both. I'll do either one. I'm old-fashioned. I still like Word Perfect a lot better, but the world has turned against me on that. And the world
Took me
is,
a long time to make the transition myself.
yeah, but we
Lotus
do work with
notes.
both of them, and what parts of Word I don't understand and can't do, my secretary can. So we work with it pretty regularly. I guess the best thing you got going for you is that the Court of Appeals has reversed me and the Supreme Court have both reversed me on everything that's gone up. So now you've got
That hurt my heart when he just said that. The Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals has reversed his decision every time someone took it up to him. And that hurt my heart. Yeah, it's the same judge. Judge Reese drives all around Georgia. He covers a whole bunch of courtrooms. I guess he doesn't like Zoom that much. So we get to see him. That's why he's always live. But I just uploaded the full trial, this full hearing. Not the jury trial. I don't have that. But this full hearing with this panel of judge on my Patreon. Hold on, I only want my Patreon link. It takes a couple hours for that to happen, though. So Patreon's kind of slow sometimes. Here's the link. So if you want to see the whole thing, you can. So I'm going to press play. What he was saying was that every case that went up has been overturned. So
advantage.
You got the advantage.
For the defendant. Advantage is the add defendant on appellate work in this case. So we'll see if it holds up.
I make no predictions about what appellate courts are going to do.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I well remember but matter of fact, the case arising out of this courthouse right here in this courtroom, one of our condemnation cases, and the jury verdict was in excess of the highest values given at the testimony in the case, and we went to the Court of Appeals and we were arguing the case before the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals, George T. Smith, who some of you might remember.
I do remember.
George T. Smith interrupted my argument and said, Mr. Reeves, you're making that argument. The verdict is clearly in excess of the highest of the evidence given. We cannot go.
Oh shit, did you hear him? Guys, I've been wrong this entire time. His name is Reeves. He just said Reeves, right? Hold on, I'm going back.
George T. Smith interrupted my argument and said, Mr. Reeves, you're making that argument. The verdict is clearly in excess of the highest of the evidence given. We cannot sustain this verdict. It's got to be reversed because there's no way to sustain this verdict, so I quit arguing. 4 or 5 months later, I get a decision from the Court of Appeals affirming the decision. It said they couldn't do that. But I made motions for reconsideration. I didn't get the chance to make my argument because you cut me off and told me you couldn't do that, but none of that helped. But that was a Candler County case on the condemnation of a parcel tract on I-16, many of which we tried here before you got involved. So you never know what's going to happen in the Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court. Anybody thinks they can, or a jury trial.
I think we've all learned the hard way, but that's a particularly impressive story.
Yeah, it is absolutely true. All right, thank you all very much. We'll
Thank you so much,
look
Your
forward to where it goes from here.
Thank you, Judge Reese.
Then you may all be excused.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
And it's
sir.
good to
Thank
see
you
you
all.
again, sir. All right.
And y'all did it in, what, 4 hours?
Did we?
You did it in 4 hours, yeah, 12:30 to 3:30. Isn't that 4 hours every time? No, that's just 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. Did it in 3 hours, goodness, yeah. How'd that happen?
I'm not sure.
This is why I thought it was 1 hour. When he starts his verdict, there's an hour left on my video. I looked at the wrong side because I'm an idiot, but that's okay. All right. Oh no, I wanted to show that Fozzie one. I didn't get it ready. I have to get this, guys. It's so good. I have a video just for Fozzie. Um, and I don't know where it is. I wanted to get it, but I got distracted by court. Oh, that's so sad. I'm gonna have to download it from my phone again. Let's put on Judge Fleischer. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna put on Judge Fleischer, and then I'm gonna try to find it, and then I'm gonna interrupt Judge Fleischer for this as soon as I find it. Hi, Judge. So we all know chat's back on. Yay, chat. I think that everybody's a little better now, but I think they're going the other direction again. So I don't know how else to say it, but we'll see what happens.
Mr. Horak.
You'll like this. It's Russian interpreter.
Good morning, Ms. Nikova. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay, you please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to interpret from Russian to English and from English to Russian to the best of your ability, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Hi, Jay. We just now got the Russian translator. Yeah. Was this?
It worked out really well.
Hey, Eric, right? How are you? It's been a long time. Back in Montgomery County, or right? Don't you do? Got it. Sorry to hear about that. I'm just kidding.
Depends on the floor.
So you are representing, I guess, this person with a K. I see it. Okay.
Are you able to get any more information on feasibility? His ability to go back.
Yes, yeah, no problem.
I see it. I unsigned it. I'm gonna reach out to him now to see what his position is. Well,
Because you sent a brand new order on Friday, it's in there.
for the, yeah, let's do it in a second. All right. Good morning, sir. You are Alexei Karatanov.
Вы Алексей Харитонов?
Yes.
Would you like a translator?
I understand you.
Okay.
Can translate, yes.
Would you prefer the translator, counsel?
My understanding from interacting with my client here, I would get some mastery of English, but in a proceeding like this, I'd much prefer a translator so you can have exact understanding of what's going on.
Please order in the court so the translator can be heard and hear what's going on also.
Okay, so it looks like you are wanted out of, let me see. Please, if you can translate, Madam Interpreter.
Я смотрю, вас разыскивают.
You are wanted, I don't even see, Day?
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Gwinnett, Georgia for theft by taking.
Вас разыскивают в Гвинет, Джорджии за воровство.
He is believed to be in connection with several others, which is why he's charged with engaging in organized criminal activity.
И предполагается, что он связан с рядом других преступлений, поэтому его обвиняют в участии в организованной преступной деятельности.
They're alleged to have manipulated ATM machines in our state and in Georgia.
Предполагается, что он манипулировал банкоматами ATM-машин в штате, здесь, в нашем штате и в штате Джорджия.
And just in our charge alone here in Harris County, they unlawfully withdrew $236,000 and $386,800
И обвинение только здесь, в округе Харрис, что они незаконно сняли 236 тысяч и $300, и также 336 тысяч и $800.
He is alleged to be the co-defendant in our local case, to be the one that rented the vehicles.
Предполагается, что он является соответчиком по нашему местному делу по аренде транспортных средств.
And is alleged to have committed similar offenses in Georgia.
И предполагается, что он совершил подобные преступления в Джорджии.
State would be asking for no bond at this time.
Поэтому сейчас мы просим не устанавливать залог.
And the defense is on the defense side, Your Honor. As far as the facts of the case, we have very good alibis for the days he's alleged to be in Georgia.
И что касается защиты по этому делу, Ваша честь, то у нас есть факты по этому делу, у нас очень хорошее алиби по тем дням, когда предполагается, что он находился в Джорджии.
And Mr. Karitanov has been here in custody for several days before he made bonds in his Harris County cases.
Он находился здесь несколько дней, прежде чем были внесены залоги по делам в округе Хэррис.
Those bonds were substantial, a total of $150,000 in Harris County.
Эти суммы были значительными, суммарно это было $150 тысяч в округе Хэррис.
It wasn't until those bonds were made that the detainer from Georgia was placed. So we did not know that the $150,000 worth of bonds he made would do him no good to get him out until such time as bonds were made.
И эти залоги были внесены, только после этого был приказ от штата Джорджия, поэтому мы не знаем, что были ли эти 150 тысяч в качестве залога, пошли они ему на пользу для освобождения до тех пор, пока они не были внесены.
Mr. Karitanov waived extradition about 6 days ago already, Your Honor.
Oh, so he's got.
То есть господин Харитонов ожидал экстрадицию уже 6 дней тому назад.
Georgia has declined to come get him thus far. In those 6 days, he has had to be placed in segregation for mental health troubles. You can see that there's a big wound on his forehead from encounters he's had in the jails that has been moderately well taken care of.
То есть штат Джорджия не захотел приехать, чтобы его забрать на протяжении этих 6 дней. Вы видите, что его поместили в камеру для отдельного заключения в связи с психологическими проблемами. Вы видите эту большую рану у него на лбу от стычки, которая у него была в тюрьме. Поэтому не следует хорошо о нем позаботиться.
And he is also, on Friday, was not able to make his hearing because he was sent back in error. So we were not able to discuss this on Friday. So he's been an additional 4 days of jail for that reason.
Итак, в пятницу он не смог участвовать в своем слушании, поскольку он был отправлен назад по ошибке, поэтому мы не смогли это обсудить в пятницу, поэтому здесь появились еще дополнительные 4 дня.
Mr. Karitanov has a whole life built here in Houston. He is not a transient figure. He's not a traveler.
Господин Харитонов здесь прожил в Хьюстоне всю свою жизнь. Он не тот, кто постоянно переезжает и передвигается с места на место.
His partner is here in court to support him. His daughter is set to visit him from Russia for the holidays. There is no chance he's not going to deal with these charges, Your Honor.
Партнер здесь в суде для того, чтобы поддержать его. Его дочь посещала его из России во время праздников, и поэтому он не собирается справляться с этими обвинениями здесь.
He does have legal status here in America and is applying to become a lawful permanent resident or citizen.
У него есть легальный статус в США, он подал заявку на то, чтобы стать постоянным резидентом.
So the thing that the defense would request, Your Honor, is that bond be set related to this fugitive warrant so that Mr. Karitanov can go answer the brand new to him charges from Georgia without having to wait for Georgia to come pick him up and take him by jail.
Поэтому мы запрашиваем Вашу честь, чтобы был назначен залог для того, чтобы он смог здесь отвечать по новым предъявленным обвинениям из Джорджии и не ждать для того, чтобы из Джорджии приехали и забрали его в тюрьму.
And while this is a fugitive case, at no time was Mr. Karitanov aware of any charges, and he refused to go answer them. They were branded him while he was in custody.
И несмотря на то, что это является дело о том, что он скрывается от правосудия, господин Харитонов не знал об этих обвинениях, и он не отказывался от того, чтобы отвечать по ним. Поэтому это совершенно новое обвинение для него.
He does have the means to travel to Georgia and Gwinnett County, which is just north of Atlanta, Your Honor. He will certainly do so with all haste when he is released. He just is asking the court, because of the difficulty of being in jail when your English is limited, especially interacting with people in jail that may not be the most well-intentioned, especially if you don't speak a language they speak, has already resulted in his injury and his segregation in the mental health unit. So we'd ask for a bond so that he can go handle the charges as he intends to do.
Итак, у него есть средства для того, чтобы поехать в Джорджию, в округ Квиннетти, это находится на севере Атланты, и он обязательно это сделает, когда его отпустят. Мы просто просим суд в связи с тем, что у него сложности нахождения в тюрьме, особенно когда знание английского языка ограничено, это осложняет коммуникацию с теми, кто находится в тюрьме. Как вы уже видите, это привело к травмам и раздельному помещению в камеру для психологической помощи. То есть мы просим вас определить залог, и мы сможем справиться с этими обвинениями, которые выдвинуты.
Since the state got into the probable cause, Your Honor, I'll let Your Honor know that the date that they allege he was in Georgia committing an offense, we have photos of him here in Houston and long text chains. I mean, I've got dozens of photos proving he was not in that state.
But understand the nature of the charge is such that it's.
I understand, Your Honor. The state gave you facts I wanted to give you.
Of course.
Итак, и поскольку обвинение должно иметь достаточных оснований, я могу вам продемонстрировать, Ваша честь, что в те дни, когда предположительно он был в Джорджии, у нас есть фотографии, что он был здесь, находился в Хьюстоне, и большая переписка, у нас есть очень много фотографий, которые подтверждают это, что он был здесь.
Before I get into any arguments, this is the first I've heard of Gwinnett not coming for him. If they are not.
Well, I'm assuming because they are not here yet.
Did you get anything?
Do you definitively know that they're not going to come get him, or is it because they're not here yet?
I'm not representing the court that Gwinnett County has told me anything at all. Only
It's
their
just
current behavior.
because they have not yet.
The guy didn't get a release teletype.
Have you spoken to them, and are they going to come get
I'm
him?
only going off of the teletype, but it's my understanding that they are going to come for him.
И сейчас они рассуждают о том, приедет или не приедет кто-то из штата Джорджия для того, чтобы забрать. Известно ли это наверняка, или это связано с тем, что их пока никого здесь нет.
But as the court has already mentioned, his physical presence, due to the nature of the offense, is irrelevant to the crime because it's the manipulation of the ATM machines.
И как уже суд определил, физическое его нахождение в связи с природой преступления не имеет значения, поскольку это манипуляция банкоматами.
And just in our jurisdiction alone, there are alleged 27 ATMs that were hit.
И только в нашей юрисдикции предполагается, что это было 27 банкоматов.
He specifically played, one of the roles he played in this alleged offense here.
It's not.
Это не важно.
Karatanov, I want you to understand two things.
Я хотел бы, господин Харитонов, я хотел бы, чтобы вы понимали два аспекта здесь.
My primary concern is public safety.
Мое первичное опасение, основное опасение, что это общественная безопасность.
My other concern is if we set you a bond, are you going to go back?
И второе опасение, что если мы определим для вас залог, вернетесь ли вы?
I don't know if I'm going to.
Я не знаю, будет ли это так.
But let me give you a bit of information first so that you are well informed.
И я вам сейчас дам определенное количество информации, чтобы вы были проинформированы должным образом.
This is a fugitive case. You are go ahead.
Это дело о том, что скрываетесь от правосудия.
You are an inherent flight risk.
Вы являетесь постоянно, с вами связан постоянный риск побега.
If we set you a bond, you will have to make most, if not all of it.
Если мы определим для вас залог, то вы должны сделать большинство, если не все.
Whereas you have waived, you've also made bond.
Когда вы отказались от так называемого залога.
The time for Gwinnett County to come get you has already started ticking.
И время для округа Гвинет, чтобы они приехали, вас забрали, оно уже начало свой отсчет.
At least 6 days have already passed.
The final date is the 7th, Your Honor.
По крайней мере, прошло уже 6 дней.
If we set you a bond, you will have 2 weeks to go turn yourself in that jurisdiction.
Если мы установим для вас залог, то у вас будет 2 недели для того, чтобы вы отправились туда и признали свою вину в этой юрисдикции.
I'm going to tell you that if we do, it's going to be a very substantial bond. Not to mention, you will have to surrender your passport.
И если мы установим залог, то это будет очень значительная сумма, не говоря уже о том, что вам нужно будет отдать нам ваш паспорт.
So I'd like to you guys powwow because I don't know if I do.
October, a lot of sports here. All October is breast cancer month, and they all wear pink.
But it's going to be very substantial.
Я не знаю, установлю залог, но залог будет очень большим.
A lot of people would save that and go hire a lawyer if they even come.
Очень многие люди говорят об этом и затем, что они наймут адвоката, если они вообще вернутся.
What do you think?
So one of the things I wanted to address is part of his role was renting the vehicle itself in the commission of these offenses. And so he clearly has the means to find transportation.
Итак, что бы я хотела здесь сказать по поводу этого дела, его роль была в том, чтобы арендовать транспортные средства, то есть очевидно, что у него есть средства для того, чтобы находить транспортные средства.
Just because of the extent of the offenses spanning multiple states is that I would still stay at no bond.
Any other criminal history?
С учетом вообще масштаба преступления, который затрагивает несколько штатов, я бы все-таки настаивала на том, чтобы не устанавливать залог.
Just a local DWI judge.
Просто хотя бы местная DWI.
My counter-argument, Your Honor, is as you mentioned, you have to make probably all of the bond. So a bond, even $5,000 or $10,000 is similar to $100,000 bond.
I mean, we're talking five to, heavy 5 figures.
Мы говорим об очень больших числах, 5 цифр и выше.
I think certainly an option is better than no option. So if the court would consider it, it may be that he can't make the bond, it's set, and he'll have to wait regardless.
Может быть, он не сможет нести залог, может быть, ему все-таки придется ждать.
Let me think about it. But I also wanted you to know that I will not set anything until he first surrenders a passport.
Yes, Your
И
Honor.
мы об этом
Talk with him
подумаем.
to see.
I will, Your Honor, and if that conversation may be aided if you can give me an indication of how long you will, before you will let him go if Georgia does not.
But if we do it today, set him on today. I mean, assuming he first surrenders a passport, because the first things first is he's gonna have to surrender it here to the clerks. So we have possession of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And at that point, we set a bond.
В любом случае, мы назначим залог только тогда,
No, no, no,
если
no,
он
no.
передаст
They have
свой
9 days
паспорт,
to come
отдаст
get it.
его своему нашему судебному клерку.
She's trying to catch up.
И у него затем будет 9 дней для того, чтобы внести залог.
So for my guidance to Mr. Karitanov, after 9 more days, there'll be set a PR bond on this issue or
Correct.
release?
Well, what happens is they have 9 days to come get him. If they don't come get him in 9 days, they file a motion to dismiss.
Unless there are
But
extenuating circumstances.
У округа в Джорджии есть 9 дней для того, чтобы приехать и забрать его. Если через 9 дней они этого не сделают, то тогда они подадут ходатайство о снятии рассмотрения этого дела.
even if they file that dismissal because they don't come get him, that warrant will always remain out there. So they could literally dismiss it, refile it within the next couple hours, get another hold. So if he is released due, you gotta lickety split, you know?
The next thing he'll do is go to Georgia.
So yeah, you guys talk about it, let me know, and then we can go from there.
Yes, sir. Well, thank
И
you.
тогда же, если они снимут рассмотрение дела, через пару часов они могут подать снова, и опять это может начаться отсчет. В любом случае, вам нужно хорошенько обговорить все аспекты этого дела и затем сообщить мне.
You want her to call back there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to chat you the phone number to the holdover, Miss Nikova. If you would mind, I'm live streaming, so please do not say anything live, anything now, but I'm going to chat you the phone number to the holdover, if you don't mind calling over there so you can help translate.
Okay. Okay, so
Bear with me, let me
just
chat you the phone number. If you have any issues, come back and just let me know, okay?
Okay, I have the phone number and I will mute myself, Your Honor.
Take your time and I'm gonna mute you for now, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Judge.
Okay, hi, sir. How
I
are you?
have the Purdue arraignment.
Okay,
I'm going to find the end of this, and then I'm going to go to Fozzie's video. I'm not 100% sure there was an end to this. I know she kept coming in and saying, "Do you still need me?" And they were talking out back. I'm just going to see if he comes back up again. I don't think he does. No, he doesn't come back up again. So they fixed everything. They dismissed her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I have a video. I love it. I got it from here. This is the channel that I got it from. I also posted it in my description and fixed the spelling errors that were also in my description. There it is.
Norwood ground, Sierra 57 Delta Bravo is ready to go over here on by the Boston Executive. IFR to Hickory Hotel Kilo Yankee, and it looks like I've got a pretty significant change to my flight plan.
The 57 Delta Bravo, you're up Norwood Towers frequency. Just remain this frequency now. I have a full route clearance for you. It is a long one, so get ready to write and tell me when you're ready to copy.
Okay, I think it has loaded. I've got it loaded into the plane, so maybe because it's so long, maybe I'll just check to make sure that it's as you're defined here.
The 57 Delta Bravo, you're cleared to the Hickory Airport. There's a Norwood 3 departure to Bostock. Bravo, Oscar, Sierra, Oscar, X-ray. To Victor 1, Graham, Golf, Romeo, Alpha, Yankee, Mike. Tango 608 to Mobile, Mike, Oscar, Golf, Uniform, Lima. To Norwich, Oscar, Romeo, Whiskey. Victor 16 to Richmond, Romeo, India, Charlie. Victor 20 to South Boston, Sierra Bravo Victor, direct destination. Climb via Sid, departure frequency 120.6, squawk 1454.
Okay, if that was as exactly as was loaded into the plane, I don't know whether you need a full read back on that or not. I guess I would I need to reconfirm the altitude was 8,000, frequency was 120.6, and I need the transponders in 57 Delta Bravo.
The 57 Delta Bravo on departure, flying via Sid, maintain 2,000, expect 8,000, 10 minutes after departure. Patch frequency 120.6, squawk 1454, and I do need a readback.
Okay, 57 Delta Bravo, just a moment here.
This pilot just said, oh, what you read to me is exactly what's in my flight plan. Don't you worry.
Okay, 57 Delta Bravo, we're to Bostock, Airway Victor 1, Graham, Graham, Airway T08, Mogul, Watt, Mogul, Airway Victor 16, RIC, Salem, Curdy Yoder, Clem Cream, East, yeah. Okay. And Airway Victor 20, Sierra Bravo Victor, and direct to
The 57 Delta Bravo, do me a favor, switch to ground frequency. You're adding a bunch of things that I didn't give you in the routing. So you must have different routing than I have because you added things. Switch to ground frequency.
to the ground. Okay, 57 Delta Bravo is on ground.
The 57 Delta Bravo, I need you to write this down and follow along because the feedback was different from what I gave you.
Alrighty, I'm ready to go now.
57 Delta Bravo, you're cleared to the Hickory Regional Airport via the NOAA 3 departure. Both stops. Victor 1, Graham, Tango 608 to Mogul, Oscar Romeo Whiskey, Victor 16 to Richmond, Victor 20 to South Boston direct.
All right, let's try this again. All right, we're clear direct Hickory, the NOAA 3 departure, Bostock, Airway Victor 1, Graham, Airway Tango 608, Mogul, Victor 16 to Richmond, to South Boston, and then direct.
57 Delta Bravo, after Mogul, it's Norwich, Oscar Romeo Whiskey, then Victor 16 to Richmond, then Victor 20 to South Boston.
Okay, guys, this isn't the good part. This is the prerequisite to the good part.
Well, I'm working on it here. Stand by. Stand by. I'm trying to locate the NOAA 3 departure. All right, Norwood ground. Could I ask you to repeat that listing one more time here so I can make sure I've got all the holes filled in?
57 Delta Bravo, you tell me what you have and I'll tell you what you need.
Okay, I've got the Norwood 3 departure, Bosox, Airway Victor 1, Graham, Airway Tango 608 Mogul. Then I've got Oscar RW Whiskey, Airway Victor 1 Richmond.
57 Delta Bravo, after Mogul, it's Norwood. Oscar Romeo Whiskey, then Victor 1-6 to Richmond.
You know who can afford to be their own personal airplane pilot? Surgeons.
All right, repeat that. After Mogul, it's Oscar Romeo Whiskey.
57 Delta Bravo, correct so far.
And then Airway Victor 1-6 Richmond to South Boston. And then I guess Victor Airway 20 to South Boston.
57 Delta Bravo, after Richmond, Victor 20 to South Boston, direct destination.
Destination, okay. And the Norwood 3 departure, I'll be going out of here on a 104 up to 1,100 feet is what I see. Is that correct?
7 Delta Bravo, you'll be given heading from departure on the go, heading to fly.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a little more complicated than I'm used to.
57 Delta Bravo, the routing.
John, I deleted your comment because I thought it was your password. I wanted to get it out of there before too many people saw it. And it was not, in fact, your password.
Correct. Now, we need the rest to read that.
Okay, and so it's 2,000 feet via the SID. Expect 8,000. Frequency is 120.6, and transponder is 1541.
57 Delta Bravo, the readback is correct. The transponder is 1454.
1454 on the transponder, 57 Delta Bravo.
Okay. That all that we watched, that was just filler. That was just filler for the main event.
Norwood ground, Cirrus 57 Delta Bravo is ready to go.
57 Delta Bravo, runway 10 taxi via Charlie and Alpha, confirm your data to Quebec.
Taxi via Charlie and Alpha, and yes, I do have Quebec.
Five 7 Delta Bravo, you're going the wrong direction. 57 Delta Bravo, it's runway 10 via Charlie and Alpha. You're trying to cross runway 35 now. You missed the turn onto Alpha.
Affirmative. I will make a U-turn here. Tower permission to go out here in the runway to make the turn.
57 Delta Bravo, you're already on it, so just continue.
You want me to continue straight, or you want me to go ahead and make my turn?
57 Delta Bravo, I want you to make the turn and go to where you were taxied to, runway 10. 57 Delta Bravo, you're going the wrong direction again. It's runway 10.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Five 7 Delta Bravo, that's runway 10 ahead of you now. stop at the hold short line and switch to tower frequency when ready for departure.
We'll hold at the hold short line and then switch to power when ready for departure. 57 Delta Bravo. Norwood Tower, Cirrus 57 Delta Bravo is ready to go.
November 57 Delta Bravo, Norwood Tower. Hold short runway 10, awaiting IFR release.
Holding short, 57 Delta Bravo.
November 57 Delta Bravo, turn right 120, maintain 2000, runway 10 clear for takeoff. Wind 050 at 16.24.
Right, 120 to 2000, 57 Delta Bravo.
Five seven Delta Bravo, contact Boston departure.
Hey, Co, how are ya? That was the plane that we just watched. I got this from ATC Audio, and I put the link in my description and up in chat a little bit more. This guy, girl, whoever has a whole bunch of them. And don't worry, I'm not going to start switching from court videos to, but they're really good. They're really fun to watch. So it's mostly pilots that are in the air that want to land. You actually, maybe you shouldn't go watch these because you'll never fly ever, ever, ever again. Okay. We need to find the next person. Let's go up a little bit. No, let's stay here. Sorry, the wind blew. I changed my mind.
The date, whatever you need.
When is the date on it?
12:30.
Okay, thank you.
So the other one is set for 122.
Okay.
So for what it's worth. Okay. All right. Antonio Perez Orozco.
Yes.
So you're charged of driving while intoxicated, first offense. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Looks like you guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 37 days in jail, credit for the 37 days that you have done. You want to plead guilty to this offense, am I correct?
Yes.
You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. Because of that, if you were ever in a car driving and you smell like alcohol and you get pulled over, it will probably not end well. So if I were you, if you want to drink, don't get into a car. Do you understand?
Okay.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, like I said, it will go on your record. You cannot change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Yes.
You still want to do this?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Is it true or untrue that you had a .15 or above?
I think so, yes. I think so, yes.
True, the enhancement. All right, I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 37 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 37 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90.
Kiki, Co, both of you call in sick today. Just take a day off. Say, tell your bosses that your parents are stressing you out. You need a day off.
Days, sir. Do not
I'll back you up. Do not worry.
drive until you get a license. And good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Antonio.
I'm back. So Judge, I got the email, and then as far as what I needed to approach on, I have,
your criminal history. They look at you, how you are with a beat. Okay. Are we doing concern? Okay, come up, Mr. Billiter. Is it Billetter or Billiter? Billetter. All right, Mr. Billetter. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You need to understand that you're making a lifetime decision today, and this is a very big one because you're pleading guilty to this offense. It's going to go on your record. Once it's on your record, it's there forever. It's even there after you die. And it's important because when you get into a car in the future, if you start consuming alcohol, if you do before you get into a car, you get pulled over. All officers do is they look at your criminal history. They look at you, how you are. What do you think is going to happen if they smell alcohol and they look at this? Probably not going to go well. So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because it's a humongous and it's just a big financial risk. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I did.
You also give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf.
Terry, you reminded me. Thank you. Guys, there will be no stream Thursday. That's tomorrow morning. In 24 hours from now, there will be no stream. I have a test that I'm taking at 7:30, and I need to cram as much as I can in there before I take this test. So there will be no stream tomorrow.
Confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Like I said, once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Drug test. No. Pregnancy test. No, it's my Serve Safe Manager test. So as soon as I take this test, that's it. It's the last thing I need to do to open my kitchen. That's it. I have to take this test tomorrow.
The other thing I want you to understand, Mr. Billletter, is that, you know, DWI is big business. When you plead guilty to a DWI, there's a $3,000 surcharge that DPS hits you. If you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. There's also court costs to the tune of around $500. I will do you a favor and I will waive them. But I want you to understand that if you come back a second DWI, you're looking at around $6,000 in surcharges. $6,000, not to mention court costs. You could look forward to around $7,000 in fines and fees. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Literally, one button on your phone, $50, anywhere you want to go in this city. Uber, that's what I'm trying to say. It's extremely easy. They'll come pick you up no matter where you want to go. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll find you guilty. I'm going to send you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days.
Can we get a loss credit?
Why?
One, do you want to know about personally, or two, he already
I'm already
obviously.
taking off around $3,500 worth of fines and fees.
Correct. So he's retired, but he has a lot of medical, issues that he has to go to. And also, I believe you said that your siblings also need help driving around, getting around to medical, and groceries and responsibilities such as that.
I'm a firm believer that everybody makes mistakes. You know, you're allowed to make a mistake once in a while. But if you continue to make mistakes that endanger the lives of other people, at that point, it's not a mistake and it's a choice. And when you make childish choices, you get treated like a child. And what we do with children here, we put them over our knee and we spank them like a little child, but we do it with a ton of jail time. Get a clue. Just don't get into a car if you've had even a sip of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Billletter?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will acquiesce to you, but that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck, sir. And please see the clerk. Yeah. What's the last name?
Last name is going to be Mitchell. And I think you have two Mitchells on the docket.
Okay. What do you want to do with her?
Lawrence.
Delta Bravo Foxtrot, you're going the wrong way. Again.
Hey.
Good morning. We're approaching on Terrence Wilburn.
Okay.
We wanted to discuss his bond conditions. So currently, right now, he is looking for work, so he is trying to get employed. He doesn't have any bond conditions right now, and
He doesn't have bond conditions?
is embarrassing right now.
Okay.
And he's currently trying to find work right now, so he will get employed to, start working.
Would you like?
We would like to keep it at no conditions on his bond so that he can move freely to get.
Did he just bond out?
No, he did not.
So he's got a terroristic threat. He's on bond for a robbery and an impeding of breath. Is the terroristic threat related to any of the CWs in this case?
No.
Okay.
Don't believe so, Judge. No, they're not. They're different complainants. I would just ask that he doesn't have, that there's no contact with the apartment unit or with the complainant in this case. And those would just be state's requests.
Yeah, we don't want him to have obvious contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to go anywhere near they live or where they work, and then no weapons. And as long as he can abide by those, we're happy.
If his place of residence is in that apartment complex.
Are you sure that it is?
He's currently staying with wife at the moment.
Well, this is it's against the. Who is the complaining witness in this?
Name?
No, I don't need a name. I need relation and things of this nature.
The defendant's child's mother. So the baby mama.
Okay.
Yeah, John, I don't think that's completely correct. The claim was should be leaving office.
Okay, I don't want him to have contact with these people
Oh,
at all. I mean, that's like a really volatile.
You're right. Thank you for the
As long as
correction.
he's still able to live there, as long as he doesn't make contact. with-
He's not to go to the leasing office.
Okay.
You know, someone else is gonna have to transact business, but I don't want him to have contact. Hey, so, Ms. Rizzo, can you reach out to them and say, hey, look, this is what's gonna happen. We've ordered him not to go back to the leasing office. We've ordered him not to have contact with this complaining witness, not to be in possession of weapons. As long as he can abide, then we're good. Otherwise, and that's it. We're just trying to keep trouble away. You know, we don't want them to run into each other, bad blood come up, and then it just goes haywire.
You
you
said
know?
no weapons, Judge?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Shouldn't have it regardless because of the
Okay.
cases upstairs anyway. So
And Alex just stepped
need him
out.
to sign the conditions though.
Okay.
So he's here.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Mr. Wilburn, come up. Go around. Good morning, sir. I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. Do you understand? You're on bond for 3 very serious cases.
I stopped wrapping presents. Anybody who gets a gift from me knows it's not going to be wrapped. Maybe I'll put it in a bag. Probably not. No, I don't wrap presents anymore. No, I don't. Takes me forever to wrap all those presents. I never had any help ever, ever. So finally, one day I said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. My kids do not care one bit that I do not wrap their presents. I always ask them, do you want me to wrap it? I'll wrap it. I'll wrap it. But, yeah, I know, but it's just, their numbers aren't there. They're slipping.
And I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, number 1, not to be in possession of weapons. Number 2, not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. And number 3, not to go where she lives or where she works. So if she's working at the leasing office, don't go there. Do you understand? If I get wind that there are any issues whatsoever, it's not going to go well between you and I. Do you understand? All I'm asking is I don't want any more issues. I don't want you to pick up a new case. And the last thing I want you to do is accidentally bump into her somehow, some way. Don't. If you know that she is at one part and you're at it, just go the complete opposite way. Life's too short to sit in a 6x9 for the next 6 months. Do you understand? Okay. All right. We're good. Don't leave until you sign our bond conditions. And then after that, you're free to go. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Stay in contact. You've got great lawyers. Stay in contact with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to find one more. And, oh, look, one more found me. I'm going to find one more, and then I'm going to stop this live and do it OJ.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm doing good, fine, sir.
There's your Addison.
Is this what you want to do, Mr. Addison?
Yes, sir.
You've picked up 2 more cases. You picked up a theft. You've picked up a criminal trespass. You've worked out an agreement. They're going to dismiss the trespass. You're pleading guilty to the theft case.
Yes, sir.
What happens if you pick up another theft case?
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
We'll
Right. The difference between upstairs and felony land versus down here, you're looking at years instead of days. If you want something, if you need something, come back. We can give you resources. But just because you're on the street doesn't give you the right. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Get Lori's number. She can help you in any way you need it. She can find you resources, house, food, no car, but transportation, really.
Yes, sir.
There's no excuse.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give
Type in all caps, and that will make you feel better.
up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
One more thing, Mr. Addison, you know, in all the times you have and I have gotten to know each other, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you've never come back to court. Come back. Good things happen when you come to court. Understand? And how do you plead to the theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll follow the agreement. I'm going to send you to it. One more thing is it true that you had the prior theft here in April of this year?
Yes,
Okay, so true to the first enhancement, abandon the second one, please. All right, Mr. Addison, come back. Come back. I mean,
Only if you get in trouble.
if you get,
Only if you get in trouble.
right, don't get in trouble.
Okay.
I mean, don't come back, right? Uh,
That was funny, Judge.
I think he knows what I meant. Tell me, what you got?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I had fun. I'm glad I finally played that Judge Reese clip. I've had it for a while. Let's see how far it got on my Patreon. Ooh, I think it's done. Your video is ready. Oh no, public. Public. Okay. Your post is live and ready to share. If you wanted to see the whole thing, it's ready on my Patreon. I was not muted. So, I am going to start an OJ trial right away too. But thank you so much for coming out to this one. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Today is Wednesday. Behave, be nice, and I will talk to you very, very, very soon. Bye, guys.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes mirror a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh